28 of GENS 9005 Psychology of Work. I'm Venus. Today me, Kate, Joanne, Brian, Dan and Kwan will be presenting on leadership. Leadership is essentially needed everywhere, especially in workplace. It is more than just the title of your job position. It is the ability to influence people to achieve a better result of the entire organization. We chose leadership not only just because we are interested in it, but we also think that we can learn a lot through researching this topic. We can apply this in our lives, especially in workplace for those who are graduating soon. Knowing how important and influential leadership is will be beneficial to all of us. Organizations need to nourish both competent management and skilled leadership. Leadership is sometimes distinguished from management or seen as one of several managerial roles. Most leadership emphasizes three main elements: group, influence, and goal. We will include several leadership theories in this presentation. Brian and Dan will cover that. Then Joanne will talk about an empirical study on situation leadership theory, followed by Kwan presenting a case study. Then we will have Kate to conclude.
We will briefly introduce some applicable theories on leadership. One major theory that describes leadership is the participative theory. This is one of the four behavioral styles of the past goal theory, with particular emphasis on leadership as being a result of a person's motivation. This theory will be of core focus in this presentation. Other theories that attempt to describe leadership is the theory of transactional and transformational leadership. The key difference between the two is the type of goal which leadership is supposed to achieve, whereas transactional leadership is aimed at increasing current job performance amongst workers. Transformational leadership aims to create change in values and perhaps new objectives and goals. Our last theory we'll briefly cover will be the contingency theory, which is a combination of two previous theories. The first one, the great person theory, associates leadership as a result of the leader's qualities, whereas the second one, the Zeitgeist theory, associates leadership as a result of one being put into the leadership position. The contingency theory proposes a function of best fit between these two theories.
Differences between three theories. For the contingency leadership, it's focusing on the leader's ability to handle the interaction of traits, skills, styles, and situation. For example, a task-oriented style is effective in very favorable or very unfavorable situations. For the transformational leadership, it's focusing on the leader's logical thinking, self-control, persistence, and empowerment. Because transformational leaders use few strategies such as intellectual stimulation, individualist consideration, inspirational motivation, and charisma to enhance the capacity of whole organization in the future. The participative leadership focuses on the way leaders make group members feel more relevant and committed to the decision-making process. Because the participative leader can take into account the input of others, this will encourage participation and contribution from group members. We choose participative leadership as our main theory. As Andrew said, sharing decision-making with group members and working with them side by side has become the generally accepted leadership approach in the modern organization. High-performing teams are also characterized by shared leadership. The participative leader also able to form a high-performing team by accepting suggestions for managing the operation from group members and welcoming ideas from below is considered crucial.
Evidence found on the situational leadership theory of Hersey and Blanchard. The situational leadership theory is centralized upon the belief that effective leadership is based on the function of the fit between a person's qualities and the requirements of a situation. The study we will be looking was conducted by GENS et al. 1998 and was carried out amongst 151 senior executives and followers within a service and manufacturing business of a large Fortune 100 company, with the study especially focusing on the concept of matching and further clarification of the SLT. Matching is the amount of leader task and relational behavior that meets the follower readiness level. The findings of this study interestingly contrasted with other research studies. For example, it generated mixed results which provided little support on the conclusion that higher levels of follower readiness moderate the need for supervision, as suggested by Vehio 1987. Furthermore, it showed that for followers at the moderate readiness level, there are main differences for performance and satisfaction that are in the direction of SLT and are of statistical significance, with p less than 0.01. They found that leaders at the moderate level are thought to display a higher amount of relationship behavior, therefore lending partial support to the SLT. Partial support of the theory was found as matches did exist, but of the 144 tests carried out, there was a significant amount of mismatches. So in conclusion, the empirical evidence provided limited support for the theory.
Talk about me working as a finance assistant at Makechip company, which is an energy and telecommunication broker doing sales on electricity, gas, mobile, helping Australian household and business to save money. So my manager is Tim. His leadership style is a bit of combination of participative and autocratic, which my group mate has stated before. He's very considerate and caring about employees' opinion, but also he's very decisive when it comes to decision making. He's very often leads and motivates me as an employee. The thing I like about him the most is that he really respects and appreciates my opinions and my ideas in terms of everything in the company. He's initiate conversations, actively asking if I need any help with any issues. Also, he assign additional tasks for practice and also set targets for me to achieve. I strongly believe that my manager inspires and gets the best out of me because of his high expectation from the managers, and the shared company objective really pushed my limit. Additionally, career progress potential of bonuses and appraisal comes with quality performance really makes me want to achieve higher. So in terms of question 4, factors that I believe that have effects on my manager leaderships, as my friends have said before, in terms of contingency approach, I think traits certainly have some effect on his leadership style, because Tim is naturally a considerate and very attentive person, so that makes him really care about employees personally as well as professionally. Additionally, there's some environmental variables that have effects on his leadership style, such as stressful schedule, work overload, or approaching deadlines leads to stricter and less participative leadership. In terms of what can be done to improve his leadership, I think then there's a need to have a balance between participative and autocratic. And also, when you start working in a company, there's a lot of rooms for improvement. So I think a bit more pressure to push the employees will further improve his leadership style.
Participative approach because it reflects an inclusive model in the workplace. Arnold and Laughlin suggest that leaders who use this approach focus on communal. They tend to encourage team members to share and work together. Power is also shared. Accordingly, team members feel more involved and valued at work. However, researchers have shown that this approach does not always work effectively by itself. Although power is shared amongst team members, individual responsibility can be misunderstood and confused by the team. There is a possibility that team members take over the leadership role and leaders find themselves doing team members' job. As a result, the leader role and power is undermined. Overall, participative approach is effective as the case study illustrated. However, it also depends on the context and nature of work. Organizations should examine the overall needs of different parties in order to identify what will work best for them.